I wanted to thank everybody for coming out this afternoon. We are going to be going over our third quarter crime statistics. I do want to emphasize the statistics that you see up here are from June, July, August, and September. That is what those represent. We will go over some year-to-date statistics and some comparison statistics as to from this year to last year and years past. So I wanted to preface everything before that. Typically when we do these, we have not been taking questions. However, in light of some of the events that have occurred recently, Chief Smith is going to take a few questions at the very end, so we're going to try to keep that very brief. But to give us our report card, Chief Smith.
All right. Thank you again, everyone, for coming. I want to thank our community partners, our partners in law enforcement and public safety, who is helping me on a daily basis to make Shreveport safer. Many thanks to the many ATF agents, FBI, the KTAL Sheriff's Department, the District Attorney's Office, the U.S. Attorney's Office, the City Marshal, and this entire city of partners who work so hard and do what they can to make our city safe. Many thanks to our city administration, our mayor and his staff, for providing resources for us to move forward. Thanks to our city council for all the encouragement, all of the resources that they provide to SPD to enable us to do the best that we can for our community. Let me begin by talking about our homicides. That is one of the things, the ultimate price that someone pays. So far, this year, this quarter, compared to the second quarter, we have 39 reported homicides for this quarter. And keep in mind the dates that Chris talked about earlier. Last year, this time, we had 68 reported homicides at this time. So that is a 43% reduction in our homicide rates for the third quarter. If you want to look at total homicides, and this includes all of the recent events, last year, this time in 2021, we had 74 reported homicides. This year, 2022, year to date, we have 45, so we're at a 39% reduction in our homicide rate. The next category that I want to talk about that most people hear is shots being fired throughout our city. Last year, this time, we had a reported 3,596 shots fired in our city. This year, for the same time period, in 2022, we have 2,093 reported for a little over 1,500 shots fired reduction. So this year, we're sitting at a 42% reduction in our shots fired. Shootings. And shots fired can be inclusive of the shootings. Shootings last year, this time for the same time period, we had 366. This year, 2022, for the same time period, we have 193 for 173 difference, which is a 40% reduction in our shootings. Another category that I want to talk about is our overall crimes for this third quarter. Keep in mind, for this third quarter, comparing this third quarter period with last year's third quarter period. Last year in the third quarter of 2021, homicides, we had 22. This year, 2022, we have 7, which is a 68% reduction. Rapes, our last reporting crime period, rapes were up somewhat. So this reporting crime period, rapes are down 22%. Robberies, and I'm just going to give you the total for the sake of time, robberies are down 14%, and that includes person robberies, business robberies, armed robberies, simple robberies. All of them are down by significant percentages, but when you combine them all together, we are down 14% in our robberies. Aggravated assaults are down 20% for this quarter. Burglaries are down 8%, and that includes residential and business burglaries. Thefts, and that is an array of events: shoplifting, purse snatching, thefts from business, thefts from residents. They are down by 2%. Excuse me, 16%. Auto thefts are down by 2%. Grand total of all our crimes combined are down by 15%. Our violent crime index, which is a combined total of all the violent crimes, are down by 22%. Our property crime index, which is a total of all the property crimes combined, are down by 13%. I believe that we are making progress toward a safer Shreveport, and I thank all our community partners for helping in that effort, and I'm encouraging everyone, no matter where you are or what it is that you're doing, please continue to do that and do more so we can continue to make Shreveport the safest community that we could be. On one of the charts here, and I want to highlight it, we have taken off of the streets of Shreveport in excess of 800 weapons since January of this year. 800 weapons. The number is probably closer to 900, but 800. And as you can see by the chart, the picture that we've got up here, the majority of those are assault-style weapons that are designed to harm someone. So we're going to continue our efforts moving forward with whatever it takes to make Shreveport a safer community. And one thing I want to highlight here, there is an increase in the amount of fully automatic weapons that we've been getting off of the street. Now, automatic weapons are totally illegal to possess unless that weapon is registered with the government and you've got your tax stamp. But just for the average ordinary person, you cannot possess a fully automatic weapon, and we're finding more and more. That is a federal offense where you're going to do some time behind it. Mayor?
Thank you, Chief Smith. I just want to follow up after Chief Smith went over those statistics and some of the overarching themes of what happened last quarter to say that our administration remains 100% committed to fighting crime in the city. Public safety is our #1 priority, and we're going to continue to push back on violent crime in this community. But I really want to commend and thank our first responders. Obviously, the Shreveport Police Department are at the tip of the spear, and I'm really grateful for all the hard work that our men and women in blue are out there doing. I want to thank the Shreveport Fire Department as well. And I want to thank all the city departments that understand that public safety is our #1 priority. We have a holistic approach on how we're reducing crime in this city. It's not just short-term, having our men and women out on the streets patrolling, but it's also long-term investments in this community, and we're going to remain committed to that. I also want to thank the citizens. The Shreveport Police Department are at the tip of the spear, but our citizens have a huge role to play when it comes to public safety in our community. We'd much rather have 200,000 sensors in our city than 500 sensors with the men and women in blue. And that's exactly what is accounting for this decline that we're seeing. We know for a fact that that's a factor. People are seeing something, they're saying something, and also our citizens are out there learning to live more harmonious with one another. And one thing I want to highlight, since our last quarterly update, we held National Night Out, and we had a huge showing throughout the city that truly shows the heart of our city. So I can't wait to continue to watch crime decline in the city and make sure that Shreveport is a safer city. And on my last note, this is one that is very heavy on my heart, and Chief Smith alluded to it, but unfortunately last night we had the loss of 3 of our citizens' lives in this city, 2 innocent victims that were babies, like the future of our city. And words can't express the burden that is on my heart today. And it's one of those instances, it was a domestic violence incident, but it's one of those incidents, it doesn't matter how many police officers that we have on the street. We couldn't stop that. So I'm asking the community to pray for that family today. If you can assist, the district attorney's office has a victim assistance line. If you go to their website, please contribute to that so that they can offer their family resources, because they need it at this time. They need resources, they need prayer, so please keep that family in your prayers. And also, if you reach out to the district attorney's office, or you can reach out to them directly, but forgetting the name at this time, but there's a hotline for anybody that's experiencing any kind of domestic, Project Celebration, that's the name, but anybody that's experiencing any type of domestic violence, or if you're a domestic violence survivor, please reach out to Project Celebration, and let's prevent tragedies like that from happening in our community. But once again, we need the citizens to be involved so that we can prevent those tragedies. So, on a final note, I'm glad things are going in the right direction in our community. We're going to continue to fight crime in the city so that each and every citizen is safe. Thank you.
As the mayor alluded to, on the heels of what happened last night, we understand that crime statistics are not what's on everyone's mind. And so at this time, Chief Smith is going to take a few questions and understand that we're going to be respectful to the families involved in this, so there might be certain things in which we cannot answer.
Yes.
I'm very much impressed by the number of guns you got on the street. How have you accomplished that? I mean, how do you get 800, one for the mostly illegal guns, not registered?
That is correct. That's correct.
So what strategies, or how did y'all get those many guns off the street? Can you say, or is that a compliment?
It is a well-planned, developed strategy that's helping us, and it's not just one particular method that we're using to do it, but we're utilizing all the tools that's available to us to its fullest to take illegal, dangerous weapons off the street and keep them out of the hands of people who probably shouldn't happen. And I want to assure everyone that these are weapons that will never have the opportunity to harm me, you, your son, your daughter, whatever the case may be, because as soon as I get the court disposition, they'll be chopped up into little bitty pieces.
Chief, we're coming up on 24 hours now from that terrible crime that happened over
Yes,
there.
sir.
Any new information that you can share with us about what your investigators are learning, or as the mayor did, do you want to weigh in on that crime? I mean, it's an unusual homicide. I mean, there's a lot, but this one is really, really painful for a lot of people.
Yes, sir, it is, and details are still being developed, having to sort through the things that are factual and those which are not. But one thing that I probably can say, that no one was a stranger. Everyone involved was known pretty much to each other.
Anything on the history of the perpetrator of that crime that you've been able to learn? Was there any warning signs that something like this might happen?
None that we know of at this time, and none of the people that was involved that we know of had any kind of background or behavior that would have drew any attention from the police. Other questions? Yes, ma'am. Well, we have a group of investigators. The team is one of the best that I've ever seen. They work very hard. They're on call constantly, and they come out and they follow leads as long as the leads will take them to try to connect all the dots, put all the pieces together. And as long as a lead takes them somewhere, they don't give up. They work tirelessly day and night to accomplish that mission, and I'm so proud of them for working so hard.
Chief, you might want to talk about closeout rate too.
Yes, thank you, Mayor.
I'm your backup.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. You know, our closeout rate is it's great. The guys and girls deserve so much praise. It's probably close to the 70th percentile, and the national average is probably in the 50s or low 50s. So I'm so proud of the crew that we have. They do a marvelous job. But it's well known that the best trained people in the country are right here in the city of Shreveport.
When you say closeout rate, you mean solving the crime
Yes, sir.
and bringing charges?
That is
Are you
correct.
talking about all these crimes together being 70% or homicides being 70%?
Homicides. I hope that answered your question. Question?
Do you have any goals for next quarter, or are you going to approach anything differently?
Absolutely. It's been a learning process for me. I learned more and more this past weekend. I was away on some training and got some ideas that I would like to see take place here very, very soon, and hope that that would continue our progress, our downward trend. Absolutely. All right, any others? Okay, Chris?
No.
Okay. We want to thank all our media partners for coming. I know you all had places you needed to be, and I thank you for making that time. I want to thank Councilwoman Taylor for showing up, and our federal partners in Caddo Parish Sheriff's Office. I do want to let our media people know that if you'd like any copies of this stuff, I can email it to you. So just shoot me an email, and I can get it to you.
The guns in like a digital format?
I probably can get that. If not, I can send you that picture. And I do want to remind those, if you are watching, if you want to keep that family in your thoughts and prayers, and if you would like to assist in that family, please contact the Caddo Parish District Attorney's Victim Assistance, and you can help and assist that family in their time of need. But thank you guys for coming, and that'll conclude the press conference.